the Nigerian oil sector remains a critical component of the national economy, it continues to face persistent threats from internal and external saboteurs. In view of this, thousands of Nigerians took to the streets of Abuja, condemning this act on what they describe as shenanigans and enemy of local refining and promoters of fuel importation. The demonstrators, drawn from a coalition of civil society organizations, market associations, artisans, and consumer groups under the auspices of Partners for National Economic Progress (PANEP), marched to the National Assembly and Presidential Villa, calling for decisive action against oil cartels and unions accused of undermining the Dangote refinery and other indigenous refining projects. Speaking to journalist Olayinka Dada, journa Speaking to journalist Olayinka Dada, the leader of the group, alleged that petroleum marketers and their allies in other labor unions have continued to frustrate Nigeria's quest for energy independence through a campaign of calumny, hoarding, product diversion, and collusion to keep fuel prices high. Recall on how cartels thrive for decades on subsidy fraud and importation of substandard petroleum products, warning that ongoing attempts to sabotage the Dangote refinery amount to economic terrorism against the Nigerian people.
The Nigerian petroleum sector remains a critical component of the national economy. However, it continues to face persistent threats from internal and external saboteurs, whose activities either though included product diversion, smuggling, pipeline vandalism, hoarding, round-tripping, dumping, collusion to inflate prices, and worst of all, organized economic subversion targeted at frustrating efforts at making Nigeria an oil refining country and a global hub. We work with unions and agencies to reduce optimal, patriotic, quality service of Dangote refineries to Nigerians seeking to retain high prices to aid their importation of very low quality petroleum products, amongst other insidious tactics. This cartel, because their last card is now manifesting in these shenanigans of Benghazi, Nupeng, Darkman, Petran, and maybe the NSE, who is subterraneously giving them support.
The protesters urged government to stand firm with local refining enforcing existing laws under the Petroleum Industry Act (PIA) and prevent further sabotage of national reform. They commended President Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led administration for removing fuel subsidy, backing the Dangote refinery, and encouraging indigenous investment in the sector.
It is about sabotage and playing the cabal script. We are not deceived. Therefore, in the spirit of our nation's independence and liberation, we urge Nigeria to break free from this mindless cabal.
The coalition maintained that Nigerians are already seeing the benefits of domestic refining with falling fuel prices and export prospects, insisting that saboteurs and their collaborators will no longer succeed as the country marks its 65th